Okay, so in question one of part three of the data analysis project, I'm asking you to create an indicator variable from your categorical explanatory variable, or one of those categorical explanatory variables if you have more than one. I think most of you only have one. So the way to do that, it's pretty simple. Uh, I've got my categorical variable here. In my case, it's this region variable, so it takes on, I think, four values: west, south, northeast, and midwest. Um, and so the first thing to do for creating an indicator variable is to choose one of those categories, one of those values that you want, that you're especially interested in, or that in part two you saw was very different, had a very different mean for perhaps your response variable, so that there might be some interesting differences between that group and the other groups. So in my case, I'm just going to choose the region west. So I'm going to choose that for my indicator variable. And once I choose that category, I can actually name the variable with the name of that category. A lot of times that makes sense to keep track of what the variable, what the indicator variable is telling us. So I'll name the variable west, and then what I want for this indicator variable is that I want it to have only two values, either 0 or 1, and I want it to have a value of 1 whenever region is equal to west. So for any cities that are in the west region, I want this to have a value of 1. And for any of the other regions, I want a value of 0. So south, northeast, midwest all should have a value of 0. So an easy way to create that is just click in the top cell of your new variable, and if you type equals count if, so that's the function there, count if, open parentheses, and then just click on the cell of your categorical variable that's in the same row as where you're typing. So count if F2, and then the criteria is we're going to say count this if it's equal to, so quote sign equal to our value that we're interested in, west. So what that's going to do is it's going to give you a count of how many cells in this range, and it's only one cell range, how many of them equal west. So basically it'll be either a 1 or a 0. If it's equal to west, then it should count 1, and if it's not equal to west, it should count 0. Okay, good, so we got a value of 1, and then you can just copy and paste, copy and then select all the rest of the cells and paste, and now you've got a value of 0 or 1 for each of these. And if we check a few of them, you can see, yes, this is south and it has a 0. Oops. South and has 0, west has a 1, northeast has a 0 down here, midwest is all 0. So this variable is doing what we want, which is to have a value of 1 for any cases that have our value of interest on the categorical variable. So that's all you have to do for question one of part 3 on the data analysis project. And this should work. This command, COUNTIF, is in both Mac and PC versions of Excel. So this should work exactly the same way, whichever system you're using, and even Google Sheets does have the same command.